You are listening to episode 14 of the 3 Count Podcast, the podcast which covers the week's events in the world of wrestling. So let's get started.
This is the 3 Count Podcast with your hosts, Aaron Phelan, Adam Barlow, and Michael Titley.
Hey everybody, Aaron Phelan here with Adam Barlow.
Yeah.
And Michael Titley.
Alright.
Welcome to the 3 Count Podcast. If this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. The 3 Count Podcast is produced every week for your enjoyment and our amusement. So let's get into the show. Pay-per-view day, guys. Today, pay-per-view day, guys. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, I can't get my words out today. That's a good sign for this show. So it is Payback tonight. Are we hyped?
Sort of.
Kind of. For the first time in a long time, I cannot watch live tonight.
Oh God,
it's pleasing.
I don't think it's gonna be too much of an exciting pay-per-view anyway, but I suppose we'll see.
Such a downer you are, Aaron.
I know, always the downer. Well, we can't keep our expectations too high, can we?
Of course we can. Then they'll be shattered and then we'll be disappointed.
So I think the best place to start this week is to talk about the Go Home Raw episode before the pay-per-view. We didn't get a chance to discuss that earlier this week, so let's start with, well, I think we're best just going over the highlights that are building to the pay-per-view, really, rather than getting into too much what happened.
I think it was quite a bad Raw, to be honest, though.
It wasn't.
I thought the first hour was brilliant, and then the main event was brilliant, but all the middle could have just been chucked out easily.
It wasn't to the standards of the previous week, but yeah, it wasn't terrible by any means, but it wasn't a brilliant Raw. Any memorable moments?
John Cena winning.
Well, technically, no, he didn't, did he?
No, he didn't actually. He was about to lose the title, so
technically he won though.
Even
by technicality. If he attacked Neville, doesn't that make Neville the winner by DQ?
Yeah, it was Neville defeated
Who's still
Cena.
got the title? Can I just ask? He would have kicked out. We all know that.
He wasn't. If you looked at that, he was out for the count.
I think that's what they were getting at, like the fact that Rusev ended it to give you that big what-if suspense.
It's so
Why
good
did
how
Rusev
much...
kick Neville and then Neville just sort of knocked himself out? I mean, you're thinking all the time that, Rusev was beating the crap out of John Cena, who just came in the ring and,
What?
help John Cena out.
Alright.
You just answered the question yourself because he got knocked out.
It's only a kick to the chest. Christ.
He did a bit more to him, didn't he? Yeah.
Anyway, so it's pretty good to see how the booking Neville. I'm surprised he's been booked as strongly as he has. Actually, gives a lot more hope for future call-ups from NXT. So it was
don't want to end up like the Ascension.
You don't at all. So anyway, was there any Ascension build on Raw for the pay-per-view? Did they attack?
Yeah, they came in, and Axel and Sandow sort of like stayed together. Then they ended up beating up the Ascension. It was like, are you taking the piss?
Oh yeah, the meta powers, on however you want to call them, they formed, didn't they, officially on Raw? Thoughts on these two as a tag team?
Awful.
Yeah,
I disagree. I think obviously I'd rather Sandow have a singles career, but I mean it's something for him to do. It's gonna be entertaining.
The thing that's quite sad is the Miz's words was actually true when he said like Sandow's just gonna be forgotten about and then he's not with the Miz anymore, and
it's true.
It's
actually the Miz is
awesome. Kind of true, which is such a shame considering how much momentum he had, and they've given him kind of a bit of a stupid gimmick. I think we'd kind of all agree on that. I think Sandow just needed to be his own character, and this is just not the way forward, in my opinion. But anyway, we are getting this tag match tonight.
Well, it's on the pre-show, so you don't have to watch it, do you?
Exactly, it's there for people who want to watch it. I don't think it's going to do very strong numbers, but it should be a fun little match, I suppose. I can't say it's had a good build. At least they've kind of put a bit of effort into it, but I don't know, it's a shame to see what's happened with Sandow, really. And Axel, in a way, but...
I think the Ascension...
Oh, definitely, but they've been dead from arrival, really, haven't they?
Well, they were built like brick shit houses, and then the next week, like, looking at hard as fuck. And the next week, all the 50-year-olds start beating the shit out of them. It was like...
Exactly, it was
Why?
kind of like dead on arrival in a way. It's a shame, because it was good in NXT. I really enjoyed them, but...
They must know they're doing that, though, WWE.
I think it was like... I think I remember reading somewhere that Vince was, like, not a fan of them, really, and I think that's just, like, the kiss of death, really, when Vince isn't a fan of you.
What, you're not a fan of Paige?
Well, he wasn't, actually, I think.
There we go. So if you've got determination and you show a bit of heart, good things can happen.
I don't know, that rumour kind of got shut down though, didn't it?
Did it?
By her mum.
Nah.
I mean,
I won't mess with her.
Say that with how you will, but I mean...
I won't mess with her mum, to be fair. She looks hard as fuck.
Exactly. So, I think another actually interesting point to mention on again was the reuniting of Rowan and Harper. We got that kind of definitely cemented on Raw this week. I really am enjoying seeing these two back together. I think it's the right call. Could we...
What, are they facing anyone in this pay-per-view, though?
No, they're not on the pay-per-view, which kind of leads you to believe maybe an interference in the Ryback and Wyatt match. I mean, we'll discuss this a bit more later, but when we're giving our predictions, but I think Bray kind of needs to get a win on his own without the Wyatt family, but if it's a way of getting them back together, then I'm all for that. Yeah, exactly. We did get a fun little match on Raw this week with Ambrose defeating J&J Security. It was nice to see J&J get a strong showing, really, for a change on Raw in a match.
They are funny, them two, though.
It was a very enjoyable match.
Jamie Noble so southern when he was slagging off Triple H. He's like, oh my god, come on.
Yeah, it was so good.
Unbelievable.
It was a very good opening segment, actually. I mean, it was another long 20-minute talking segment with the Authority, but it was a good segment.
I don't mind them, they're fine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think some people just have an issue with it for the sake of having an issue, but like you say, it was pretty good. So, and it did lead to this match. As long as it's got
something behind it, as long as it's not just when Triple H and Stephanie just come out and ramble.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a nice, fun little match. That we did then get Bad News Barrett facing Ziggler.
It's a weird match, that.
A weird match. Go on.
It was sort of one of them where you thought like you're waiting for what Sheamus does, like with a lot of these things. And then when I was watching it, I just thought it's a good match. They shouldn't really spoil it, and then Sheamus inevitably did.
yeah, definitely. The weird look from Ziggler as well. Did anyone else notice that kind of with the guy liner style and stuff? It looks.
Oh, the eyeliner, yeah. I think he's been taking makeup advice from Adam Rose.
I don't know. It didn't really seem to look right with his character, I suppose. But whatever. That's a minor thing. We're not going to pick everything apart.
What about? I'm not a Longler fan. I'm a Longler fan.
So anyway, we also had on Raw Kane. Well, it was supposed to be Kane versus Roman Reigns. That didn't happen.
That annoyed me, though.
Go on.
But why couldn't Kane have just beat Roman Reigns up? Why did Kane have to sneak attack him and then Roman Reigns still had to beat him up? I didn't understand it whatsoever.
Yeah, it was a bit confusing, but...
It just makes Kane look shitter, and it really does annoy me, that. I mean, I know he's like, old, but what's the point of that? There was no point.
Yeah, I mean, it did set up for the SmackDown match, which I will add was pretty nice match. I imagine you watched it, Adam.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Yeah,
it was decent. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was strong showing for Reigns, I suppose, which is the common running theme.
Does it not show that Kane still has it though? That's what I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we're definitely going to get some expansion on the Kane storyline in this pay-per-view tonight. Where this goes with Kane, who knows? Hopefully it's a turn on the Authority to maybe bring the mask back for one last time before he retires or something. Who knows? But yeah, it's decent. What's going on with the whole Roman Reigns thing? I don't know. It is what it is.
Still a hater.
I can't say I'm a fan. Let's put it that way.
Did anyone see that? Was it Tyson Kidd versus? Oh no, was it Cesaro versus Big E?
What, on Raw?
On Raw, yeah.
Yeah. Cesaro and Big E.
Michael Cole got his, people mixed up.
Yeah. Yeah, he got Kingston and Xavier mixed up, didn't he?
It was brilliant, that.
That
Andre
was-
Mariner must have been doing that match.
It was really funny that going along with that, it was a brilliant match with them two as well, though.
But the racism ruined it.
It might have done. Might have just
it
done.
was quite funny though. There was a game a bit ago, Arsenal versus. I think it might have been Tottenham, and the referee. There's two black players. There's Gibbs and Chamberlain, and Chamberlain on board it on the line, and the referee sent Gibbs off. It was just like they don't even look alike.
Oh wow, that's
It was sort of like that.
So yeah, it was a good match from these two. Cesaro showing off his strength as always.
He's unreal.
He's just such
he's
a
not
big,
human.
especially the way he saved kind of like the what was it he was doing? Was it like an overhead toss? Was it? I can't remember what the move was. He was doing to Big E, nearly dropped him on his neck. That was it, a belly to belly or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, was it a German suplex?
I can't remember. I just remember him nearly dropping Big E on his head, and he managed to save that with his just mad strength.
I can't believe how athletic he was as well, the way he was jumping around.
So good. He really is fantastic. Especially with Brian gone now, he's moved up to like my number one spot right now. So
Oh, really?
I'm all on the Cesaro bandwagon. So
I think that nicely moves us on to Brian.
yeah, well, we need to mention this. I don't know who started suddenly chopping onions in the house. That was a bit inconvenient. I don't know why someone did that.
Do you mean?
I teared up as well. Can't lie.
Did yous?
Honestly, yeah.
The thing was, is I
Away we
I
go.
just thought, we've seen this before, sort of thing, where, we got injured, or my career won't be again. And he will be back.
Such a hater.
No. This isn't being a hater. I want him back. Like, I'm not a fan. I'm not his biggest fan, but I respect what he can and can't do. But I just think we had this, a few months ago with his neck, and he did come back.
That was the thing, though. He's been brought back. He was brought back too soon. I think that was the issue. He wasn't fully
it's
ready.
the Vincent Company thing for City, like bringing him back as soon as he can walk.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not probably not fully right, and it's probably why they didn't put him in anything big, which is sort of like. But you can imagine him being the sort of person where like he just wants to be back.
Yeah, definitely. I know he said in the past, like he's always just wanted to try and find a way to get back, however that's possible, and I hate him for that so much.
It's sort of a good thing that he is going to be out now for quite a while.
Exactly. He needs to do like kind of like the Shawn Michaels thing, where he takes off, an extended amount of time, comes back better than ever, and has a long last run for his career, because he really needs to heal up. I mean, as big as a fan as I am of him, he just needs to take the time off. I mean,
he could always be still in the ring though, but not wrestling. Say like being Bree's manager or something.
Yeah, they can do something with him. That's the thing. But even if they don't, just leave him off air for a bit.
So
and
get him flogging programs.
Give him a show on the network or something if they want to keep him around. But fans aren't going to forget him. I mean, he's one of the most over talents in the last 10 years. So
I thought you said overrated then. But you say that, but like it happens though, where you look back to Rey Mysterio, how popular he was, and then he was out for us amount of time, and people just started forgetting about him. You don't think that could happen?
No. I think he's got the Shawn Michaels effect. I mean, look at that. He was out for 4 years, came back, massive response, and he turned into the legend that he's known as today. So I think if Brian took the time out, maybe it takes a year or two, if not more.
He's not as young as Shawn Michaels was though when he took that time out, was he though?
I'm not sure how old was Shawn Michaels when he took his time out. He wasn't really young,
was he? He was in his late 20s, wasn't he?
Was he? I don't remember, to be honest. But still, Brian would have plenty of time left if he took a couple of years out or something. But
he's not that young though, is he?
He's only early 30s, I think. I don't know. Someone check it.
He can't really wrestle till he's like, he's not Kane.
Calm down.
No, but what I mean is like, when you have that many injuries in a career, you can't really keep going.
Well, there's that argument, I suppose, but we'll just have to
Look
see.
At Punk.
Well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I suppose we'll just see where this goes with Brian. Hopefully he takes the time out he needs. I was getting very worried when he started talking about MRIs. Just all that was flashing back was thoughts of Edge when he gave his retirement speech. I was really
They never said anything about his neck, though. Like, they never really specified, here or WWE haven't really specified what it is exactly.
No, exactly. I mean, maybe they don't know fully what
There
it
was
is.
a rumour that I read out. I don't even know how I stumbled onto it. I think it was
On them dirt sheets, was you, Mike?
No, because I don't read them. I don't read anything like that. But I'm sure when it's one of them where like saying that apparently he's got cancer, but I can't see that happening.
No.
Because I could see like WWE making a big deal of that.
No, I wouldn't believe that at all.
That's what I mean. I read it and I thought, and then when you read something, you think, well, it's the internet syndrome. Where you think, it must be true.
Yeah, exactly. I really don't see much possibility at all of that. I think it would have been publicised somewhere by now if that was the case. No, I don't even want to think about that, to be honest.
That's the thing. Well, the thing is though, like, even if you did, they'd probably cure it. I mean, cancer's now quite a thing where if you catch it early, especially with him, with all the tests he has,
Yeah,
it will be fine. He'll be back eventually.
let's hope. We do wish you get better soon, Brian.
If you're listening, if you're an avid listener,
which I'm sure he is. We do hope you're back soon,
give us
Brian.
a comment if you are. Give a wink or something.
So our main event of Raw, we had Orton taking on Rollins, ending in DQ, and we once again got Ambrose standing tall at the end of
I know,
Raw.
yeah, it's weird this.
That was, I mean, is that kind of, again, the kiss of death? Like, usually when people stand tall, they don't tend to win on the pay-per-view,
I think it was
do they?
weird how, like, it was so staged in the way that they're all surrounding Roman, they're all surrounding Seth Rollins, when Kane was just outside. And then, they all had to attack him. And then sort of like they just went, yeah, fuck it, let's go after each other. And it was sort of like a really slow attack on each other.
Fair enough.
I'm not slagging it off, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but it was one of them where I was just like, come on, Kane, get in the ring quick.
Yeah. I think the point I was trying to build was, like, they was all working together and they was trying to see how Kane would respond to the situation. Kane was staying on the outside and then just kind of turned on each other once they took out the main threat. But I don't know. It is what it was, I suppose. It was a decent, probably. Well, actually, I'd say it was a good end to.
They should have it was a good end, but they should have Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Dean versus Shield 2.0. So fights who wins.
Maybe they should. So I think that about covers Raw, really. We don't want to spend too much time really discussing over what happened. I think before we move on, actually before I was going to give my brief mention of Lucha Underground, but I think before we get to that, I'll do my nice little shout out for ProWrestlingPowerhouse.com. Really big fans of them over there. They're great to us as well. They've got an awesome article over there at the minute about why Sasha Banks will be WWE's flagship diva for years to come. Really great article by Oliver Norgrove over there, so be sure to check that out. The website is your one-stop shop for all things pro wrestling, really. Articles of some great stuff over there, interesting articles and reviews, so definitely check them out over there. They're great guys, so yeah, that's should be checking them out. So Lucha Underground.
Aaron's pubs are so great.
Lucha Underground, I want to get into my little nod to them as well. Really fantastic episode this week. I believe you're going to check it out, aren't you, Mike?
I have said that, like, I will, but like, I went to the dark. What is it on Thursdays?
It's on Wednesdays. But
Wednesday.
you should watch last week's episode, because I've got to tell you, this was such a written episode from start to finish. We had the debut of Jack Evans. Anyone that knows anything about Lucha knows how good this guy is and his history.
Not many people in this podcast then do.
Awesome match with Aero Star. Really, really good showing by Jack Evans. He pretty much came out to the crowd cheering him. By the end of the match, the crowd just completely despised him. So, absolutely brilliant job from Jack Evans there. An Aztec Medallion 7-way match. Oh, this is interesting. They've got a new sort of tournament, I suppose, to win these medallions. apparently they're going to have a unique opportunity that we're known with Dario Cueto giving out. So whatever that opportunity is, we'll see. But Phoenix got the win in this awesome 7-man match. Really fantastic stuff. Like, I would urge anybody to check that out. You can even go on to El Rey Network's YouTube channel. We've got the full match up on there. It's fantastic stuff. Really should be watching
that. I might watch it then.
I will do, definitely, because it's fantastic stuff. And then our main event, wow, brilliant again. It was number 1 contendership match, Hernandez versus Alberto El Patron.
Was that about the real?
It is indeed. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but let's just say there was a really dramatic ending to the match that I didn't see coming from. Well,
that's sort of a spoiler, isn't it, though?
No, it's not a spoiler at all. You won't know
I'm going to be expecting a twist now.
Well, it has to be said anyway because it was so fantastic. It doesn't spoil it. You need to check it out. You won't. If you're a long watcher of Lucha Underground, you even won't know what's coming, even with me saying that. Really fantastic episode. Definitely urge everybody to check that one out because it was just top to bottom, fantastically written, fantastic matches, just a perfect episode of wrestling. So
wrestling.
So there we go with Lucha Underground.
Didn't you watch something I recommended to you this week, Aaron, as well?
I did indeed. I watched a game of darts this week.
Off wrestling for a moment.
It's just off wrestling for a moment if anyone is interested in darts, which I'm not sure how big the appeal of that is, but there we go. I did watch that, enjoyed it, but we're not here to talk about that.
Well, set that another podcast for another time. Hopefully.
So, Adam, shall we move on to NXT?
Please.
So, we started off with Baron Corbin and Solomon Crow this week, didn't we?
I was surprised to see them two go at it.
Yeah, definitely.
For a start.
I was, it was a bit of a surprise, really, because it seems to have been having Solomon Crow picking up a lot of momentum and having Baron Corbin to put them both together kind of randomly on an episode was a bit weird, but we did see Baron getting the victory, didn't we? Thoughts on the match?
Yeah, it was okay. I thought it would have gone on a bit longer, to be fair, because like you say, with the momentum that Solomon Crow's been on, I would have thought that maybe they'd make it a bit longer.
Yeah, definitely.
Get a bit more offense in there, but no. I was also expecting Rhino to come out before the end of the match.
Yeah.
Maybe an interference to let Solomon win, like they did with it was back when he faced Neville in a number 1 contenders match. And, Bull Dempsey came out. So I was kind of expecting something like that.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
For what it was, though, it was okay.
It was an okay match. We did have a nice spot to end the match, didn't we? With the dive through the ropes into Baron's finisher.
Catching end of days, I love that.
That was a very nice spot. So we are getting Baron Corbin versus Rhino. It is official now. I suppose we will be doing a dedicated podcast next week to that. We should be doing anyway, because it deserves it.
I think I will be watching that as well, so I could probably take part in that.
Nice. That's what I like to hear. So we will be discussing our thoughts on this match, but so I think that will move us on to Sasha Banks facing a local competitor. What did you think of that? Nice short little match from Sasha.
Nice short match. Anything involving Sasha Banks, 10 out of 10.
She's fantastic. She really is fantastic.
Yeah.
So nothing happened, I don't think, at the end of that, did it? Just she got the win.
Just a little promo, just basically responding to the attack from last week. And said she was going to win. Generic build to a big match, but definitely. It was fine nonetheless.
Yeah. So then we got our second women's match of the night, which...
Yeah, I was thinking that. 2 women's matches.
I love that about NXT. They can get 2 women's matches in an hour's episode, and they're both, pretty good. We got Alexa Bliss versus Carmella. I am a big fan of Alexa Bliss. I think she's very good, very talented. I think once maybe...
I felt the ending was a bit slopper, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's that finisher, I think, as well, isn't it?
It just looks like she's just literally slinging herself off the top rope and hoping for the best kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've seen her. She's capable of doing a 450 splash, so why she doesn't do that instead of this, like, really weird, like, moonsault sort of thing is very odd, but I don't know. She's very athletic, Alexa Bliss.
Oh, yeah,
to have a finisher like that is kind of a bit of a letdown, but anyway, she got the win over Carmella. We keep saying this. I am definitely warming to Carmella a lot more.
Yeah, I marked out so much when she did the SAWFT to Blake and Murphy. Really did.
Yeah, that was great. Blake and Murphy did come out to Costa the victory, I suppose. I liked the promo, very good between them. It was interesting that that's the last sort of thing to build to their match, not having Enzo and Cass involved, but leaving it kind of to Carmella. But
well, I'm hoping that this will sort out the sort of mixed response they get when they come out, because I mean, it's all cheers for them too, and then when Carmella does her bit, it's like loads of boos, and then it's like it kind of ruins that entrance vibe.
Exactly.
So I'm hoping that is like an official sort of like a push to the crowd saying, "Yep, she's a face now. Please
yeah, definitely.
Do your job and cheer for her."
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Right, so we had our main event next: Tyler Breeze and Adam Rose versus Hideo and Finn Balor. Very good match from them, I suppose. Getting the tension build with Itami and Balor for the pay-per-view match. Whether Itami is ready to go or not, I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. But
it's really intriguing. It's weird to see Adam Rose involved in the mix as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what they're trying to do with him.
I hope to see more development from Adam Rose on NXT. I think he definitely needs to develop his character more, because I don't think it's working on the main roster, and I think they need to do something there with that. What they do, God knows, but we'll have to see, I suppose. I don't think there's too much more to talk about for that. We'll save that for the pre NXT Takeover podcast. We got to our main event, our final segment. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Very enjoyable.
Some great stuff from them. I was kind of found it a bit funny how they dubbed over
the edit.
Yeah,
that was great.
It was very obvious, but oh well, at least they got it in. It was a pretty good promo actually, and it was kind of like Owens just ignoring Sammy, wasn't it? While he let out his frustration, I suppose. Then we got Owens turning around on the ramp to deliver his final words, I suppose, to Sammy. I thought that was pretty good. Did you enjoy it?
It was really good. I could feel the tension, definitely, especially when he brought his kid into it.
Yeah, definitely. That was a bit personal, but that's always awesome to see.
I was partly expecting Owens to just turn around and smack him with the microphone or something. Because I know he's really defensive about his family.
Yeah,
it was really good that they went there.
It's great that they bring that sort of stuff into the storylines as well, but it's not as if anyone would get offended. These two are best friends, so it's all good with them. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there for NXT this week. We will get into it more, like say, on our pre-podcast next week, so be sure to listen out for that.
Yeah.
So I think it's appropriate time to move on to the pay-per-view, really. We might as well get into that. We'll give our predictions, our thoughts on the build to the matches, and how you think the matches are going to play out. So, I think it's an appropriate place to start with our pre-show match. We did touch on I was going to say we did touch on this briefly. It's not a massive build for this. It kind of was
I probably will watch it, to be fair. I probably will.
I'll be watching it, but I don't expect much from it. But it should be a nice little fun match. I don't see the Ascension getting the win in this one. I think it is going to be Axel and Macho Mandow, whatever you want to call him. Thoughts? Do you think Ascension are going to get the win in this one, or do you think it's all Axel and
Meta Powers?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think Axel both. I want the Ascension to win, but I think Axel will win.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really see that going any other way, to be honest. I think it'll be a short little match. I think there'll have some nice little spots in there, but I don't see Ascension getting the win at all in this one, but you never know, they could surprise us.
Let's hopefully they do.
There's not much else to say about that, really. It's just a bit of a throwaway match. So we'll get into potentially one of our match of the nights.
John Cena versus Rusev?
No. Which it could be, but I was going to start us off with King Barrett versus Neville. I've enjoyed the build to this one.
It's a really tough one to call this, you know. I've enjoyed the build and everything, but it's so hard to call. It's like straight down the middle.
Which is a great thing, because
that's what I mean.
unpredictability is the best thing.
There's very few matches in WWE now that offer that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of the time.
Maybe
it's very
one a
predictable.
pay-per-view.
Yeah. So it's very good to see this match is as unpredictable as it is. I don't really think it has massive ramifications who does get the win, because they're both built so strongly anyway. I don't think any of them are going to lose anything by losing the match, so to speak. But I think it's going to be a very good match. Personally, I'd like to see, I think, Barrett get the win, but I think Neville's going to get the win in this one. Barrett's had a couple of wins already in the past weeks, so I think Neville's going to get the win in this one. Thoughts, Mike?
I think that I want Barrett to win, and I think Barrett will win, to be honest.
Fair enough. Any reason why you think he'll get the win?
I just think that being King of the Ring, he needs to sort of, I don't know, because the way I see it, the King of the Ring should always be in the title contention or somehow, you know, with a title. So I think he needs to get some real momentum to be going for things now. So.
Well, a brief point here before we do get into Adam's prediction. We have had the announcement of the Elimination Chamber returning as a network exclusive.
Oh, yeah.
So I imagine Barrett's probably going to be in contention for the IC title, seeing as Bryan's relinquished that now. So you're saying there about him being in a title picture, maybe, you know, Barrett gets his title back. But
that'd be pretty good, that.
We will talk about that more when the pay-per-view comes around. That should be a fun one. But anyway, predictions, Adam, for this match?
Yeah, I think Neville has this one.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't mind either of them winning. It's going to be a great match either way.
Yeah, definitely. So we also have a rematch from the last pay-per-view, straight up singles match this time, Ziggler versus Sheamus.
Who's kissing whose ass?
This is interesting. I wonder if it will happen again, but maybe getting Ziggler do it to having Sheamus kiss his ass this time. Who knows? In saying that, though, I do think Sheamus is getting the win in this one.
Yeah, I think Sheamus all day.
I
said Ziggler last time, and
yeah, it went the opposite way. Well, no, actually, it was Ziggler that got the win, didn't he?
I said I was the only one who said Ziggler would win.
Yeah. So we'll see how this one turns out. Maybe Sheamus gets the win, but they do the opposite to what they did last time. Maybe Ziggler gets the upper hand after the match or something. Who knows?
Adam?
I would. Sorry, I would like Sheamus to win, and I think Sheamus will win. So Adam, yeah.
It's another tough one, I think. I'd like to see Dolph win, but I think Sheamus will win.
Yeah.
Can we just go back to something? You want Sheamus to win, Aaron?
Yeah, I want Sheamus to win.
The big hater of Sheamus.
Oh yeah, I don't like Sheamus, but I think he needs the win, to be honest.
Right, alright, no worries. I just thought you physically wanted him to win.
No, I'm not like, yeah, come on, Sheamus.
You are, you're in your bedroom like with your Sheamus posters going, come on, Sheamus.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going for a Sheamus.
So yeah, I do think Sheamus is going to win that one. Shall we move on to the Divas match? Shall we do
Which
that?
one?
The tag match.
Right, alright.
Naomi and Tamina versus the Bellas. Yeah, this is happening. Thoughts on the build for this one? Are you the big Naomi fan, Adam? Are you enjoying this team of Tamina and Naomi?
Yeah. That's alright.
Her step family-in-law family.
the distant family links, or however they seem to be somehow related, but who cares?
Are they not bringing the Simone thing into it? Because they seem to love doing that.
I know, yeah, they just love it though. It's like every Samoan seems to be related somehow, and they love bringing that up. But anyway, have you enjoyed the build for this, Mike?
No. It's been fucking shite.
Bit
I
of a
mean,
daft
no, don't get
question.
me wrong, I don't like to slag off stuff, but I think this is one of them where, like, they've had to do something, and this is what they've came. It could have been worse, but I do think they could have done. I don't know. I don't think they've got enough divas to do anything, too great with at the moment. So I think this is probably the best that they could do.
Fair enough.
I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not gonna slag off them off for not having enough options.
Yeah. I do think Naomi and Tamina are going to get the win in this one, mainly for the fact that the title isn't on the line, I believe. I don't think they're doing...
Well, in a tag match, what kind of freebird rule is this?
I mean, they've been known in the past to do the rule where, the title can change hands depending on what team gets the win, but I don't think
they
they're
could
doing
have done
that.
it where, like, say, it all depends on... It could have been a 2-on-1 handicap match.
It could have been, but it's not. But yeah, the build hasn't been terribly great for this, but at the same time, it hasn't been terrible either. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, reluctantly to say, but I don't know. Am I really looking forward to it? Yeah, questionable. I do think Naomi and Tamina are getting the win in this one, like I said, because the title's not on the line. But to be honest, I think I want them to get the win because they need to, really. They're establishing this team. They do need to get a win.
Ditto.
Yeah, I want the Bellas, but I think Naomi.
So you think Naomi's going to get the win with
But
Tamina?
I want the Bellas to win.
Yeah. Fair enough. There's
Let
not
it
really...
go, let it go.
So let's get on to Ryback and Bray Wyatt. This is the match that I predicted a couple of last pay-per-view back. Maybe it was pay-per-view
I think it was
before
longer
that.
than that.
Yeah, might have been the pay-per-view before that I predicted. It's happening. Am I looking forward to it?
Are you fucked?
Not entirely. I want Bray to win. Think Bray's going to win.
Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it.
I'm not a Ryback fan. I'm going to put it out there. I don't know.
It's ever since Pug signed him off in that podcast, that's why you turned on him.
No, I've never been a massive Ryback fan. I don't dislike him. I'm just not really much of a fan of him, to be honest. I don't see why he should get the win in this one. He doesn't need it. Wyatt needs it. It makes sense for Wyatt to win. I think it's all for Wyatt in this one.
How does Wyatt beat Ryback, though?
How does he?
Yeah.
Like,
He's going to trick. Is he as a heel, though? Ryback's like big and strong and face, and it's just a bit like one of them where he's got to have to cheat to win.
Well, this is the thing. Wyatt really needs a clean victory because I can't honestly remember the last time he's had a feud where he's won it cleanly. Cause
I think he's only had one feud where he won it.
wait, yeah, he won the
Against
Ambrose
Kane.
feud, didn't he? And did he
No,
win
Ambrose
that?
beat him.
Yeah, I thought Bray got the upper hand on most of it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah,
But even then, that wasn't clean because it was like tables matches and things, and the monitor that exploded in Ambrose's face. It was just terrible.
I remember that now. That was stupid as fuck, that.
Terrible stuff. But anyway, yeah, I think the last time I remember him winning a feud clean was the Kane one, but was that even clean?
That
really?
wasn't clean. The White family got involved.
Exactly. So
it was a thingy match, Inferno match, and they used fire blankets on fire, and they came in and started beating the crap out of Kane. Didn't like that match.
I think Wyatt really does need a clean win for this one, but like we did mention briefly earlier, I think there is a very strong possibility the Wyatt family reunites in this one to cost Ryback the win, but we'll see.
Do you think it could be one of them where they just jump in and start beating the crap out of Ryback and Ryback wins by DQ?
I really hope that doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen, but who knows? Maybe it does.
Not me.
They might want to extend this feud, maybe another pay-per-view or two, so maybe that does happen. Do you think that will happen?
Maybe. It could. Well, if the White family does reform, what do they do?
What do you mean? What did they do?
Well, who did they have a feud with next? Because I remember there was quite a bit of time after the Bryan thing ended with the White family where they didn't have really anything that was to do. So started sort of having that rivalry with the Shield that we didn't get to see much of, and then they sort of just disbanded.
Fair enough.
It was a bit weird.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. I think it needed to happen after the whole Cena feud that they needed to disband, but then when they did disband, that just turned out terrible for well, not necessarily for Harper, but definitely for Eric Rowan. That he was just terribly booked after that. But I mean, I am glad to see them back together. Maybe they do get involved in the Wyatt match. If they do, what is next for them?
They could always go after the tag team championships, though.
Quite possibly.
Quite a bit of a, what's it called?
Yeah, they don't have to do trio things. They can have just the tag team on their own. But who knows? We'll see what happens after this pay-per-view. If they do get back together, we'll discuss what's going on with the Wyatt family.
Where have the Usos been lately?
One of them got injured, didn't they?
Yeah, is he not ready yet?
I don't think so. I'm sure it was
Which one is it? Is it Naomi's husband or the other one?
I don't even know. You're the Uso expert, Adam. Do you know who it is?
Yeah, the one of them. Yeah.
Nice insight there.
It's the Uso who's got injured, right? It was one of Roman Reigns' cousins.
Wonder who that is. Any one of them.
If he's Samoan,
it's
his cousin.
It's Jay.
It's Jay.
Is that Naomi's wife?
No.
Naomi's wife.
Oh, it might be actually. I don't know.
See, I prefer the other one.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Why?
Seems cooler.
Fair enough. So who do you think is getting the win in this one, Mike?
Bray, and I want Bray.
Fair enough. Adam?
Bray.
Nice. I think this does move us on. Seamus was talking about tag teams. The tag team titles match. This is 2 out of 3 falls, isn't it? I think it is. It's not been made clear, but there we go. Whatever. I don't even know when that stipulation was added. To be honest, was it SmackDown?
To be honest, Kofi Kingston just came out on Raw and said, was it Elijah Burke? Which I can't remember. They both
Elijah Burke.
Both look the same to me. That was a Michael Cole joke. I'm not racist. But genuinely though, they just sort of came out and went, "We're that nice that we'll give them 2 out of 3 falls."
I don't even remember the stipulation being added. To be honest,
Xavier Woods came out and said it.
Ah, right. I don't remember that. So it has got a nice stipulation. These have got great chemistry, so it's going to be an awesome match.
Who's actually wrestling though in the match?
It's Kofi and Big E.
Right.
Does that make a difference?
Well, I was just wondering which of the New Day will actually be in the match.
I think it's general thing that Xavier is mostly on the outside for their matches.
Getting beat up by Natalia.
Exactly. So I'm really looking forward to this match. Actually, if it's anything like the past matches they've had, and it is 2 out of 3 falls, so should be good stuff from these guys.
Could be match of the night.
It could definitely be.
So do we move on to
no.
probably the best match other than the main event?
We've not even given predictions yet. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, we've not, have we?
God, you're so quick to move on to Cena. It's ridiculous.
We all think the same thing. Adam wants New Day and thinks New Day. Aaron wants Tyson Kidd but thinks New Day, and I agree with Aaron.
Wow, that was so accurate. Yeah.
Let's move on to Cena. Psychic.
Any disagreements with what Mike's just said, Adam?
Nah.
So there we go, Mike. Do you want to take us away with this one?
Well, yeah, this should be a cracking match. It's probably the last in the feud. An I Quit match, which is probably John Cena's favourite match other than a Last Man Standing match.
I don't think he's ever lost an I Quit match, has he?
Well, he's never said quit. He's never gives up, does he?
He never gives up. Maybe.
To be fair, though, this should be a great match. I mean, I think the last one was a bit like... There shouldn't have been a Russian chain match. It should have had a better match. Could have even been a tables match or something like that, but I think this match will be, I think it will be a really good match. I've got really high expectations.
I never have high expectations with Cena in I Quit matches because it always seems to kind of follow the same structure. Where
I
Cena,
think Cena could lose.
This is the thing. Actually, I do feel like he could lose, but whether
does
it happens,
Lana help Cena or does she not help Cena?
Well, exactly. This is a thing we've discussed about a lot in the build-up to this. What is going to happen with Lana? I mean, I think we're all in agreement that she is going to be the determining factor in this match of who wins. As they've not been building
Cena's side.
They've not been building her up for no reason.
Cena's going to steal his girl.
Yeah, there's either going to be something like that, or it's going to be like we've also said that it's a ploy by Lana and Rusev to look like they're falling out. Maybe, I don't know, Lana gets put in the accolade or something, and Cena says I quit, or to protect Lana. Who knows?
It's in Lucha Underground. You can't just have men attacking women.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it, with WWE? They don't really like to do the men attacking women thing, domestic violence, whatever.
To be fair, though, some of the divas in the past, they could have beat up a lot of superstars in the ring.
Oh, yeah,
like
definitely.
Karma, there weren't many who could probably beat her up.
True.
Or Beth Phoenix.
Or China.
Yeah.
But there we go, anyway.
There's a beating joke in somewhere there, but let's move on.
There is somewhere.
So, predictions?
This is one I've been really going back and forth on for the past few weeks. You know what? I'm going to go with the bold prediction, stealing one from the Raw pre-show. I think Rusev's going to get the win. I kind of want Rusev to get the win as well.
It's even bigger. Can't say that.
And I'm going to go with the bold one. I think Rusev's going to get the win.
Russia to win over the Americans. I mean, when you look at it, you think, who should I be on really? But it's Cena, so you can't really go against Cena. Can't believe you don't like Cena.
Well, there we go.
Breaking
news. So, is there any point in asking you, Mike?
Well,
I
want Cena to win, and I think Cena will win.
Of course. Adam?
Want Cena, but I think Rusev will do it.
Oh, you go with the bold one as well. Nice.
I like how he wants Cena to win, though. He's in the club.
So let's get on to our main event. The big one. The big one. Any GTA
The big one.
The ride at Blackpool.
I was going for a GTA reference, but I guess that just went right over your head.
Right over my head. Right over.
So anyway, we've got Rollins defending against Roman Reigns, Ambrose, and Randy Orton. I've very much enjoyed the build for this one.
It's been very good.
I was going to say, I don't know about you guys.
Are you feeling 22?
I am feeling 22. Anyway, it's been a great build for this, I think. They've done a very good job of building it over both Raw and SmackDown, really. I am looking forward to this main event.
I really am. This main event was what got my hyped by the pay-per-view. Then when I saw the rest of the match, kind of weren't so. But I think this main event will literally just steal the show.
Yeah.
I think that they do that a lot, WWE, but in the opposite way, where they have great matches at the start, and then the main event sort of doesn't live up to it, and you think it weren't a great pay-per-view, but it actually was.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Very fair point.
I think this will have the opposite effect, though, because I do think a couple matches in this pay-per-view won't live up. But fair. I think this will steal the show.
Fair enough. I think the addition of Ambrose definitely made a massive difference. It definitely added to my interest in this match. I would love nothing more than Ambrose to get the win in this, but realistically, I don't see it happening. I think it's mostly going to be a Rollins win, but maybe there's a chance Reigns wins. Who knows?
Although you said you wanted Ambrose to win, but I think Seth, maybe Reigns will win.
Well, to be honest, I don't see Orton with any chance of winning this one. That would really surprise me if he did win.
Randy doesn't seem bothered with this champion sort of thing. It's weird. Yeah, when he is champion, he doesn't seem that arsed that he's when he talks and all that. Yeah. It's just like, that's why I don't think he'll win it. But that could be the reason why he wins it, because he don't seem like a sort of dark horse effect.
Possibly. I just don't really see that being realistic, but maybe he does. Who knows? Yeah, I do think Rollins is getting a win in this, so I would be very surprised if anybody besides Rollins got the win. But I would like to see Ambrose win more than anything, but I wouldn't be upset with Rollins winning. Thoughts?
I want Seth and think Seth.
Nice. Adam?
I want Ambrose or Reigns, but think Seth will get it.
Oh, we're all in agreement.
Not a Randy fan then.
Let's just leave it for the future.
Fair enough. So overall, guys, you looking forward to the pay-per-view?
Yeah, can't wait.
I'm watching it live as per.
But
I'm working the next day. But I do think I am really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I do think that.
Cool.
I think the term B pay-per-view gets thrown around too much, and I think the pay-per-views, certainly in the past few months, are really getting to the point where, these pay-per-views can be better than any of them, and it's quite good, really.
Fair enough.
In my opinion.
I think it's the price factor. Like, I find it easy to enjoy because I know I've only paid a tenner for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you never? I thought you used to I thought you used to. I don't want to say pirate, but I can't think of the other word. But get them for free online.
Me?
Yeah. Legally, of course.
Well, that would be a waste of money, wouldn't it?
Do you mean?
Well, why would I download it if I've got the network?
No, he's meaning before the network.
Oh, sorry. No, I bought them.
Did you? Wow. Fair enough.
Why is that surprising?
I know, yeah.
No, because the way I always see it, even for Mania, I used to see it as like, well, not Mania, but about 15 quid to watch, like. But this is when I went watching SmackDown every week. Sorry, Raw every week, because I used to. About 2 years ago, I used to watch SmackDown, but I used to miss Raws, occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came to a pay-per-view, I never was really built for it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it used to put me off paying for it.
Fair enough.
So just find a legal stream online.
Of course you would. Well, nice to admit that one, Mike.
Did you used to stream, or did you used to pay for it?
I used to pay all the time.
Really? I scrapped that. I used to pay for everyone. I think I've only paid for about 3 though, like on Sky Box Office.
Yeah.
I always thought it was that expensive.
Yeah, it was very expensive. Sometimes you would think, why have I just paid 15 quid for that? But that was the price of it, I suppose. I think that's definitely added to the appeal of pay-per-views nowadays, that you're not paying that much up front. But yeah, there it is, I suppose. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this. I'm not really hyped for it, but it should be a decent pay-per-view. It should be good. Any more comments you want to add before we leave it here?
It should be a good pay. I'm looking forward to the Fallout as well on Raw, because lately they're really getting better.
Yeah, definitely. The standards of Raw recently, it's been very good. It's nice to see that they are picking up in quality.
Does anyone think it's a bit weird though that, if you don't count Mania, Raw is the same. There's no adverts in Raw, but there's no adverts in the pay-per-view, but the Raw is the same amount of time as a pay-per-view. Do you think that's a bit thingy?
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of the 3-hour Raws. Like, I remember when it was first announced that Raw was going 3 hours, I was really excited for it, but now it's kind of at the point where I think 3 hours of wrestling is just a bit much to sit through. It's fine for pay-per-views,
though, is it?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the time, it's just bad stories as well. It's bad segments, but
you can imagine if it went 2 hours, the first thing they do is cut the shite Divas match. In their opinion, the pointless Divas matches, which you never see any Divas matches.
Yeah, but then again, we never see any Divas matches now either. So
yeah, they're all just interrupted.
It's like I went back and I was watching some old Raws on the network, as you do, and it made me really remember like how good 2 hours actually were. Like you got to the end of the 2 hours and felt like you wanted more, whereas I feel with the 3 hours you get to a point where you're kind of waiting for Raw to end, and I think that's down to the creative really not giving us a reason to be invested for 3 hours, but I just don't think the product is up to the standards at the minute to have, to justify 3 hours for Raw.
I think, and it's like it happened this week. I think a lot of Raw, because I watch it when I get in from work, Raw, and since I get in from in the morning, I only can watch about an hour and a half before I can't bear anymore because I'm tired.
Yeah.
And then when I watch it the next day, I'm thinking this isn't as good as last night, sort of thing. until the main event, and it's sort of like the first hour is brilliant, the main event's brilliant, and the rest in between it's just like it's not brilliant.
Yeah.
And it's not frustrating, but it's sort of like one of them where you're thinking, could they not fill it with something better? I mean, I don't want to slag off the show because I do,
Yeah, we enjoy it. We won't be here doing a podcast about it if we didn't enjoy it.
But what I mean, like, they could, I don't know, it just seems like they need to do something different.
Yeah. I think most fans would agree with you there, to be honest. With that, we will leave it here. We will be back with our review of Payback and the Fallout on Raw. So be sure to come back on Tuesday for that. It will be up with our thoughts and see how we did in our predictions. Be sure to get involved and leave your predictions, guys. We'd love to hear them. See how you do. So thanks a lot for listening. Be sure to check us out in all the usual places. Thanks a lot to our Podbean supporters. Great support over there. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, love.
Thanks to the people over at Pro Wrestling Powerhouse. You're great too. Be sure to tune in next time. Enjoy Payback.
It's like the end of Saturday Night Live, this.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks. Yeah.
Cheers.
You've been listening to the 3 Count Podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for more weekly wrestling roundup.